Is it valid for my 31M husband to be upset with me 24F because I want to eat dinner by myself? I am a Psalm with a 1-year-old boy. Every morning during breakfast I eat or pick at food while feeding my son or even preparing breakfast for him. My husband is usually either sleeping through breakfast or at work. He works retail, so his schedule is not set. Then, during lunch I again do the same thing. And some days I eat a sandwich after I feed my son, but he is constantly standing and crawling onto me to get some food. So he generally gets a portion of my food even though he just got fed. Dinner generally goes the same way if my husband is not home at that time, which is usually 34 days a week. If he is home, I ask him if he can watch our son when he's done eating his meal so I can go eat mine in peace, in another room, where I get to eat everything on my plate. And it's warm. He always gets frustrated when I ask him to do this, generally because I ask him 3 to 4 times over the span of 2030 minutes because he just ignores me. I guess I just want to know if anyone else thinks it's ridiculous for him to be upset that I just want a little piece during one meal, not even every day. Also, for some more context, I don't really get breaks throughout the day because during my son's naps I am showering, doing dishes, laundry, making dinner, general quiet cleaning I can do around the house. Also, my son does not sleep through the night, so when he goes to bed I'm not far behind him. I just feel like if I'm constantly going all day long, having a break to eat dinner is not a crazy request. You're right. It is ridiculous that he gets so upset by this. Especially as you've made him his meal, the least he can do is let you enjoy the food you've cooked. Sounds like you've got your hands full, remember. While he may be the one leaving the house to work, he's not the only one working. He gets to clock off at the end of the day, but you don't. He's supposed to be your partner. That means he has a responsibility to do his fair share. Hey, I'm going to go eat my dinner. You're on kid duty. Then hand him your son. I don't think your wish to have a hot meal unbothered is out of line. But I'm curious as to why you're allowing this behavior with your child. Do you not have a high chair? Or a pack and play to put him in when he's done so you can eat? In my world, I'd be feeding child their dinner and then having dinner with my partner while kiddo is with toys in a playpen or something. I swear I don't know how women do it. No, it's not valid for him to be upset about it. He knows he made this baby too, right? If he is home, I ask him if he can watch our son when he's done eating his meal so I can go eat mine in peace, in another room, where I get to eat everything on my plate. And it's warm. He always gets frustrated when I ask him to do this, generally because I ask him 3 to 4 times over the span of 2030 minutes because he just ignores me. Reframe this. This isn't about a meal. This is you asking for 30 minutes to yourself a few times a week while he takes primary care of his child. What you do in that time doesn't matter. Eat a meal. Learn to breakdance. Breed spiders. It's half an hour to yourself to decompress. In your case, you just want to enjoy a single meal in peace, and honestly, seems a pretty solid use of your alone time. So pivot this to why you can't get half an hour to yourself. Why it takes you multiple requests just to get him to step up. Sure, he works. He is tired. I get it. But he is also a father. And I worry the strong implication here is that the parenting is very lopsided. If he is home, I ask him if he can watch our son when he's done eating his meal so I can go eat mine in peace, in another room, where I get to eat everything on my plate. And it's warm. Have you tried just putting him down somewhere so you can eat dinner? I don't know, like a crib, pack and play, high chair, bouncer, anything? Unless he has special needs, I don't see why he needs to be held all the time. It's not right that your husband won't pitch in and help since he is the father of the child, but it's also not really good for a child to not be able to be left alone for a few minutes. I realize that there may be times when eating together because of his work schedule isn't possible. But is there any reason that all three of you can't sit at the table and eat together as a family? You and your husband in a chair and your son in a high chair. That way everyone has their own food? Or how about a compromise 2 days a week as a family and 2 days a week alone by yourself to give you a break from your son? Talk to your husband about the situation and see what he thinks. Maybe everybody can get what they want. That way your husband gets to eat with his lovely wife and son and you get the occasional break from dealing with Junior. Do you have a high chair for your child? Can you not have breakfast and lunch while the child is sleeping or again in a high chair? I get what you are saying, but this is a difficult time as a couple. Many couples lose themselves during this since as the bond collapses, the bond with the child is prominent. Eating together is important and both should strive to make it happen. This reads as you take care of 2 kids. One is the actual baby and the other a man-child. Seems exhausting. Offer to eat with him. So long as he can take care of the baby. Make sure you enjoy your hot meal and he can live with his being picked at. Also try making dinner after the child is in bed. It's important to spend time with partners. Put your son in the high chair next to your husband's seat and you sit on the far opposite side. Let him feed him while he eats. Wanting a full hot meal is not too much to ask. And I know how clingy and determined infants are. But baby needs to start hearing no sometimes. And your husband needs to step up and care for baby and let you eat. He may be more accepting if you don't insist on leaving the room. You should be able to eat as a family and let husband care for baby. You have created very bad habits with your little one. You have set poor or no boundaries with him regarding food. You should be able to have your own plate and not have him picking off it when he already has a full belly. This is a situation that you created at breakfast and lunch and sometimes dinner when it's just the 2 of you. Then when dad is home, you make it his problem to deal with. My guess is he's annoyed that you've let this problem persist and doesn't want to take part in contributing to it. Strap the little bugger in a high chair and enjoy your meals like everyone else. Yeah, there's a reason why a 30-year-old knocked up a 23-year-old. He assumed you wouldn't have the backbone to stand up to him. Let him know what it feels like. Put down the dinner plates for hubby and son and then quietly leave the house for a walk. Do this as many times as you need to in order to get the point across to him. I don't know how the logistics would work, but I think it might be time for a 2-day 1-night break for mom. Alone. In a nice hotel. When your husband has 2 days off work, you inform him from when to when you are going and then let him fend for himself. He has no idea what your everyday looks like. He doesn't respect what you're doing. And since talking doesn't help, maybe experiencing it will help. It comes down to a lack of respect. Think about that. As a mom, I totally get this. Even though my kids are now 5 and 10, they still eye my plate like it has better options. When we're eating the same thing, face with spiral eyes. I think trading off who holds baby, child during dinners when your husband is home could also be an option. Not perfect or foolproof, but another option. But most importantly, discuss with your husband about your needs for physical space because of being touched out from your kid. That you aren't trying to avoid husband, you just need to feel like your body and fueling it is important. Your request is totally reasonable and exactly what I do. Eat dinner by myself in peace as have breakfast and lunch with my toddler screaming, hanging off me. Luckily my husband understands, as it's literally only alone time I get all day. So your husband needs to be more supportive and not get upset. It's always bizarre to me that some dads are legit upset they're expected to take care of their kid. 2. Less than if he is home I ask him if he can watch our son when he's done eating his meal so I can go eat mine in peace in another room where I get to eat everything on my plate and it's warm. He always gets frustrated when I ask him to do this, generally because I ask him 3 to 4 times over the span of 2030 minutes because he just ignores me. You are so young. WTF, did you marry a 30-year-old that behaves like a spoiled 18-year-old? You want to enjoy dinner. That's not a lot that you are asking for. You married an asshole.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.